So Peter Lynch said, there is always something to worry about. Avoid weekend thinking and ignoring the latest dire predictions of the newscasters. Sell a stock because the company's fundamentals deteriorate, not because the sky is falling, okay? So Peter Lynch warns us that there's always something to worry about. And if you consider this year alone, going back to like the beginning of January when the US Capitol was invaded due to Joe Biden winning the election, from that moment, it seems like every single week there is something. And if there's nothing new for the newscasters to report to cause even more fear, they'll just default to, C-Ronnie numbers are on the rise and etc. So if you have that in mind, that there is always something to worry about, and the only time we should sell a stock is because the company's fundamentals deteriorate, not because the sky is falling, as newscasters will have it, then according to Peter Lynch, we will do well over time. Now, why am I starting this video with this quote from Peter Lynch? Because investors, right now, we are facing the potential China's Lehman Brothers moment, okay? This is how the Guardian are pitching it. So this pertains to the Evergrande crisis that rattles the economy. Now, if you're not familiar with the Evergrande Crisis, they are essentially China's second largest property developer, and they've fallen into severe debt that they can't pretty much get themselves out of. And the fear is that President Xi will not bail them out. So similar circumstances where Lehman Brothers were just allowed to essentially fail, the media, investors are saying that President Xi will allow Evergrande to collapse. And if that is the case, then you've got Forbes leading off with this article saying, will Evergrande crash the markets? All right. They said on Monday morning, so literally tomorrow morning, Evergrande Group, China's second largest property development group, will likely find itself unable to make the interest payments on a series of loans to China's banks and will technically likely default, okay? With trading in many of its onshore bonds already suspended, a key test will come on the 23rd of September when the company is due to pay a coupon on a USD denominated offshore bond, okay? So this week is absolutely critical, okay? This week is absolutely critical. You have the media painting a picture whereby this scenario echoes the Lehman Brothers collapse, which of course led to the financial crisis. If Evergrande was allowed to crash, that will lead to a crash in the Chinese property market, which will likely have ramifications all across the world and then potentially lead to another financial crisis all across the world. Okay, so this is the current fear right now, and in the short term this is likely to have an effect on stocks this week. Okay, so I strongly believe we might see stocks pull back quite significantly next week. As you saw of this article, tomorrow morning is going to be very important, because if they can't make the interest payments on the series of loans to the banks that they owe, and President Xi isn't stepping in to bail them out, that could officially mean they're going to default. And if they default, they're going to have to declare bankruptcy and they will probably collapse. And then according to what forecasters are saying, that could lead to a financial crisis globally, okay, because you do have some US banks that are invested, and as a result, I think we might start to see people taking profits this coming week, just securing profits. And then of course, to be able to secure profits, you're selling your positions, and if everyone is thinking that way, to sell and cash in profits, that's going to add additional selling pressure onto the markets. And then when institutions start doing that, it's pretty much going to affect all of our portfolios, and that, my friends, will create incredible buying opportunities. So for next week, if we do see a significant pullback, these are the two stocks that I'll be watching. Number one is Opendoor. So Opendoor makes it simple and easy for people to buy and sell their home at a tap of a button, and they're pretty much the first movers within the iBuying sector. And of course, the Evergrande situation is to do with property. So possibly we could see some weakness in Opendoor. As a side effect, it doesn't mean anything about the fundamentals of the business or the financials would change. I don't think this will impact Opendoor directly, but of course, because of fear, China's second largest property developer collapses. That could cause some fear within property in general, and we could potentially see residential real estate prices also collapse next week, or at least pull back or correct maybe 10%. And as a result, that would have an effect on Opendoor, in my opinion, and we could see a pullback. So Opendoor is a position that I will strongly have my eyes on next week. I only have half a position built, so if we do see a pullback, it broke through resistance here at $18 on the close on Friday. But if this resistance now turns support doesn't hold and we pull back to about $16.91, then I will continue to load. Okay, I'll continue to build my position. Like I said, I only have half a position built, so I would start buying around here. And if the situation gets even worse and this support level of 16.91 doesn't hold and we pull back to maybe 15.54, then I am backing up the truck. Okay, I'm backing up the truck. So I would love to see investor fear and pessimism in Opendoor, because this is a position that I absolutely would love to buy more of. So my next position that I'll be keeping a close eye on next week is Airbnb. This is a position that I have almost finished building, but I would like to buy a couple more shares. And as you can see here, we did test resistance and pull back on Friday's close. So we did see some weakness on Airbnb on Friday. And of course, if the fear continues to spread across China to the US, we could see a significant pullback. And with Airbnb, I would love to see us pull back and test this support at $158. And then again, if that doesn't hold, and maybe we pull back to $141, that support level right here, then I will be yamming. All right, I will be backing up the truck, and I'll probably complete my position at about $141, because again, the situation in China could cause fear in the stock, but it doesn't affect anything about Airbnb, doesn't affect anything about the business, and I will just continue to load and take advantage of investor pessimism. Now, last but not least, I'll be looking to take advantage of any weakness that we see in HIMS and HERS. Ticker symbol is HIMS. I've almost completed my position in HIMS, but again, you can see on Friday, the stock did momentarily break through this support at $8.61. We kissed support here at $8.21, but ended up closing just above support of $8.61, and we closed at $8.73. So I had a strong rebound off this support level here. However, again, if fear starts to circulate, we could see HIMS break through this support level again, and also potentially break through $8.21 support. And if it does, I'll start nibbling at $8.21. And if it breaks that support and goes sub $8, then I'll be backing up the truck and I'll officially complete my position, because that will get my average sub $9, which is my target. So those are the stocks I'll be watching in case there is a lot of fear next week in the markets. They've already started to compare this situation with Lehman Brothers. So are we going to see a financial crisis? I don't know. Nobody really knows. What I do know is what Peter Lynch says is that you should only sell a stock because the company's fundamentals deteriorate. And with these three companies that I'm looking to invest in, I don't think their fundamentals are going to be affected by this at all. So I will be taking advantage of any weakness in the stock. So let me know in the comment section below what stocks you will be buying should we see any weakness in the markets this week. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.